Lodestone Books and Collective Ink Books has provided me an advanced reader copy in exchange for my opinions and thoughts. Thank you so much. I'll be leaving a link below where you can buy the book and also more information about the author. This story is a young adult historical fiction and it will be releasing November 1st, 2025. I hope after my review that you will go ahead and check the book out. So we follow the story of Amara. She's on an archaeological dig site with her brother and father in Tunisia, and she's digging to find out more about ancient Carthage. So some things I noticed that this book does something different. It doesn't affect the story, but I just like to point out when I do notice these things. So in the beginning, the author provides her acknowledgments and thank yous at the beginning, and usually you find that towards the end of the book. Again, nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting when authors do certain things like this. And the author also provides how you pronounce each character's name in the book, which is much appreciated. So you're not figuring out how to pronounce the character's name. So it's nice to have that in the beginning of the book. And some things that I liked about this story is I was very immersed in the world that the author created here, and I loved every minute of where I was at. Um, this story, I'm not sure if the author took some elements from notable games and movies, but I find myself seeing elements of some of my favorite games and movies that I've played or watched in the past. So, for example, Amara, she is the female protagonist. So, when I think of that, I think of games or shows like Relic Hunter and Tomb Raider. Very strong women in the archaeological sense and just very knowledgeable in all things ancient history. Then you have the fun aspect and adventurous parts of the book, which reminds me of The Mummy, Nathan Drake, Indiana Jones, just to name a couple of those well known films that remind me and take some of those fun, adventurous elements. So I do find that there's some things like that. Other things that I liked about the book is Amara's strong sense of family, and I want to share a quote that reminds me of that of her. So, in this quote, she reminisces about her time with her father on a dig site. So the quote says, "Still, I couldn't deny that summer digs with Dad were some of the best times of my life." And once immersed in art, adventure, and all things ancient, I was truly hooked. I love hearing that because, especially if you are part of a family business, or maybe your family expects you to kind of follow in your parents' footsteps, it can be a lot of pressure. But this one just shows more of the positive aspects of it, where Amara enjoys just simply being there with her dad. And I think we can also take that in our lives, where we can also create core memories with our friends or families. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could just be simple things that you do annually or something like that to just create those memories. And I think this is great that Amara has such fond memories with her dad and digging, and that's how her love of ancient history grows. And so you can definitely see that when you follow Amara through the story. Another thing that Amara is, because she's so strong headed, and it gets her in trouble sometimes. And so this is a quote that, or not a quote, but this is what her dad describes her as: "Your impetuousness will be your downfall." And I will definitely confirm and agree with her dad that this will be her downfall, but not downfall. I wouldn't say downfall like she failed and she's never gonna learn from her mistakes, but it can definitely get her in trouble. Yes, I definitely agree with what her dad said. So on along those lines, the adventures that Amara goes through, um, sometimes she annoyed me, But the only reason why she annoyed me was because of how she reacted in certain situations. And at the same time, how she reacted in that certain situation is correct. I feel that that is how someone would react if they were in her situation, and it's part of her character. So that's why it annoyed me, but I also understood why. But it wasn't too much of an annoyance where I hated her. I still love Amara as the protagonist. I can see she really cares for the people around her, and yes, her mouth can get her in trouble at times. For whatever reason, it all works out in the end. So I can't say enough how much I enjoyed this book. Pacing was wonderful as well. Again, I was in adventure after adventure, so I enjoyed the pacing of the book. It was quite fast, which I enjoyed, but I think it was great, but still detailed enough where you can fall in love with the characters, or hopefully you can find a character that you can see yourself in, which is important. Again, you don't have to have a character that looks like you, or in a book, as long as you can take some sort of characteristic or experience from them that you can relate to. I think that's most important. So love that there's also an emphasis on a lot of family bonding and family, just focus on family. So I love that about the story. 4 stars, no questions from me about this. 4 stars. Favorite character, Amara. My other favorite character, her brother as well. I know I didn't really talk about her brother that much in this review, but I don't want to give away too much. So you'll have to check out the book yourself, but I do enjoy this book. So yes, I would recommend, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I will leave the links below of where you can get the book and information about the author if you're interested in reading more about the author. Please, like always, leave a like, comment, rate, share, subscribe. It will really help me out a lot. I will see you in the next video. Happy reading, and bye-bye. I always do this. I always do this. I just talk so fast and I forget. So that's why I'm adding this towards the end. But I forget. Another great thing about this book is I'm not familiar with the ancient Carthage civilization, so you do learn a little bit more about who they are. So for example, I learned that they are very good in navy and shipbuilding. Unfortunately, their civilization was destroyed by Rome. And the book talks a lot about the Punic Wars, and that's just a series of battles and wars between Rome and Carthage. So you will also learn a little bit about the civilization too.